Awesome defense.
The last, man, I'll tell you what, the last 2 weeks, these guys have just they've played great. They've been excited. Fighting for some goals that we've set for a long time. And, they know what's coming, and so the last several weeks, man, they've just been extremely focused. They're doing really well, playing hard, practicing hard, man. So yeah, it's been a few good weeks for us, and that's kind of where we wanted to be. Is coming into tonight, we knew, kind of all season, this is where it was gonna come, what it was gonna come down to. At least we hope so, and so they've done a good job of putting themselves in a good position, especially the last 2 weeks.
Well, they have a good position here. The game is here tonight, and against Valley, of course. Valley has already won 2 district games. Of course, Manzano and Del Norte are both struggling. So, and you guys, of course, polished off Manzano, and already Valley has already beaten those 2 teams. So Valley's coming in here. If they can win, they're the outright champion. If you guys win, it's kind of interesting because you'll have a tiebreak over those guys over Valley, but that means you got to beat Del Norte next week, and of course, hopefully you shouldn't have any trouble doing that, but that's what the situation, depending on whether Del Norte beats Manzano or not. So anyway, it's essentially it's not over tonight, or it could be.
It's pretty close, man. And the big deal is, like I said, because those guys have already beat both those teams. It would put us in a tie. If we didn't win, it would put us in a head-to-head tiebreaker, which beating Valley tonight would still put us 2-1 with beating those guys. So this is where we want to be. This is a big game for us, and hopefully those, like I said, those last 2 games, those last 2 wins put us right where we need to be.
Well, you got great momentum coming into tonight, and of course you're at home. It's a big district game, and you're at home. It's senior night. You guys are coming off of 2 good wins, especially last week, and so you got a lot of momentum. So, like you say, I think you guys are exactly where you need to be.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, it was, of course, we had the dramatic finish to Bernalillo, which they went with that fake field goal and thought they'd scored a touchdown, but then they got stepped out on a 1 and they got penalized, and so you guys ended up winning that one by 1. But last week you won that 57-12. It's kind of interesting too, because in the first quarter, you guys kicked out to Manzano and they had a long drive. They ate up all kinds of time. And then they got in the red zone. They got all the way down to the 6-yard line. And then they went 4 and out. And then you guys got the ball. You had 4th and 10 on their 37, and you ran for a touchdown. And then you finished off the quarter with a 35-yard field goal. So it's kind of a slow start in a way, but then that after the field goal, and everything just got you guys going.
Yeah. Well, we, like I said, I think that that 4th down stop down on the goal line, especially early, kind of got our guys excited. They did a good job. We talk, all the time. It doesn't matter how many yards they have, how many plays they drive. If they don't get in the end zone, it doesn't matter. So just give us one more chance. And they came up big, and came up big several times down in the red zone, and on 4th downs they had about 3 big 4th down stops on those guys, and got us the ball back, and drove almost the length of the field and put it in. And so that big drive to start it off with, big defensive stop. Finished with, like I said, with a field goal, and that came out second quarter and just really did well offensively. And then, like I said, we could have had several more, but ended the game, I think, with 4 interceptions, 3 of them for pick 6.
Yeah.
Teague Nieto had 3 interceptions himself, 2 of them that he ran back. And man, it just kind of opened up all sorts of stuff for those guys, and just did a great job. Really, I think the difference, obviously, up front, I think was one of the big things for us, because up front defensively, we stuffed them on almost every run. Kid broke a couple, but they couldn't consistently run the ball on us, and kind of got behind after a couple of those pick 6s, and just started trying to throw the ball, and we just pressured the kid well enough up front that made him throw some bad throws, and ended up with some interceptions. But also up front on offense, man, our kids did a great job. Probably pass protected the best that we have all year. Did a great job run blocking and just staying in contact with kids. And Teague had almost 140 yards rushing, but Nico Garcia also had, I think 60, 70 yards rushing as well, and a touchdown. So, man, up front, those guys just did a heck of a job for us. Yeah,
it was a kind of an interesting situation. You had last week or 2 weeks ago against Bernalillo, Zach Stidham he was out. He was injured momentarily, but he came back last week, and he had a pretty good game. He probably passed for about 130 some yards, and you guys piled up 172 yards passing. You had 189 yards rushing. And Teague had 134 of those, 189. So you guys ended up with about 360 total yards. But it was interesting when you flip over to Manzano's side, they moved the ball pretty well, actually.
Well, they didn't do bad. They had one big pass on us, and then that quarterback, he broke one at the very end of the half and broke another one early for a touchdown. And that, they had some yardage there, but man, our kids they did a good job of coming up, when it counted, put pressure on that kid, and he did a good job throwing the ball at times, because we were bringing some heat on him. He did a good job of getting the ball out, but those 3. He had 3-4 big runs where we didn't tackle super well, especially at the end. But, our kids did a great job just, when it counted, coming up big.
Well, it looked like Manzano was kind of a one-trick pony, because Eddie Romero, the quarterback, and he kind of did it all. He was passing the ball. He was running the ball himself. He had quite a few. He had a lot of yards himself rushing.
Well, yeah, like I said, the 2 big. I think he broke about a 60, 70 yarder on us early for their first touchdown, and then right before the half, last play of the half, broke another big one. I think we hit the kid like 6 times and missed tackles, but kept him out on the 2 to finish the half. So. That one kind of came up for nothing. So, yeah, he did a good job. But man, our kids just, they did a great job. Like I said, Stidham came back, had a great game. Kyle Evenhuis had a great game as well, rolling in at Q. But man, our kids offensively did a good job. Like I said, and just had fun. They were having fun and really taking advantage of what those guys were doing.
Yeah, it's a kind of a game that you guys had. I mean, that sums it up pretty good. It was fun, and that's what
it was. Man.
And that's what it's supposed to be. and you guys certainly did have a lot of fun in that ball game, and of course that then brings you into tonight's game against Valley. Valley is 6-2, and they lost to, let's see, they lost to Cibola, and who else beat them? They're old Pedro Vista. So Pedro Vista and Cibola both kind of clobbered them, but then they've had some big wins themselves. They beat Manzano 49-23, beat Del Norte 56-6, and they just now and then they eked out a win over Portales 48-47. So anyway. Tell me about Valley. What do you guys expect here tonight?
Well, Valley's kind of similar to us. They have two pretty big running backs, and that's kind of their offensively. They'd like that to be their primary go-to. They got two pretty big kids, have a lot of options. They also have a couple receivers. They get down in the red zone. They're gonna, they'll put up some fades into the end zone with one of their big receivers, who does a great job of catching the ball. Have a young quarterback who does a great job of putting the ball where it needs to be, if you give him time. So really, really, this is gonna come down to kind of who executes the best. We match up pretty well. They're pretty big up front, and want to run the ball with those big guys. Kind of like us. We got Teak, who's kind of the same, and it's really going to come down to I think who plays the best defense, who plays the best run defense. If you can stop the run on, I think you're going to have a good chance of winning this ball game. Our focus has been kind of eliminate the big play. They run the ball well, but they've had a lot of big plays in the passing game. Kind of get you anchoring in on those big running backs, and pop a fake screen over the top, or put a big one up to that receiver number 2, the big receiver that they have. So holding them to those explosive plays, and maintaining our run game and maintaining those drives is going to be big for us. But that's the great thing is, I think match up pretty well. Like I said, we played a lot of the same teams that these guys have, and we got them at home. So for that, this is for all the games that we've had, this is, we played pretty well at home, and this is the one game we want here in front of our fans, pretty much for all the marbles, this is what it comes down to, I think. So.
Well, this is what it's all about. You get in, you put a team together, and then of course you have the non-district play, which is that's to tune your team up and do the best you can, but get ready for the nitty gritty is right now is the district playoffs, and you're coming into an ideal situation for you guys, being at home and have great momentum. You were talking about their running backs. They have 3 running backs who it's kind of interesting because they have pretty good yardage for the season, but it's kind of interesting because each one of them averages the same. Each one averages 7 yards a carry. It's
they do a good job of the one thing they do a good job is spreading the ball around. They get in kind of a diamond set, and a kind of a pistol wing set. Yeah, 3 run. They kind of go with their favorite thing to do is get in that 3 running back set and spread the ball around to those 3 running backs, and then, like I said, then try to get you moving into the box, and then try to take advantage with a couple of their wide receivers. So they do a good job of spreading the ball around and making you play the whole field, make you account for all their weapons, like I said, which is kind of the same thing we do. Whether we're running the ball with Teague or Nico, spreading the ball out to Malachi or Kenny Swazo or Jorgensen. This is gonna be a fun one, man. This is when you play football and you want to be in these kind of games. You want to give yourself the opportunity to be in these kind of games. Games are going to determine, a district championship for you, that probably determine a, playoff spot, and have and have your kids know that, they did a good job to put themselves in that position. So, we kind of got everything lined up right where we wanted to do this, man, and that's a fun position to be in. We haven't been in this position in several years. To be able to play for a championship, to be able to play for a playoff spot, it's been a while since we've had that opportunity, man. And so these guys, they're excited to be there.
Yeah, they really should be. And what's interesting too is that most of the time, a lot of times when we, we talk before the games, and we talk about this particular team. Some particular team is they like to pass. Another team is they're pretty much a run team. But it looks like Valley, they like to pass and run. They're
about 60, 60-40, run to pass, but when they pass, they usually do a pretty good job of it. And they're, like I said, they're usually going to put one up to one of those big kids, or catch on. They like to run that outside kind of hit screen, kind of step off screen to those outside guys and tunnel screens, and then get you coming up and try to pop you one over the top. So, several things that are we do in our own playbook. So it's gonna be fun.
Well, I think what it comes down to, and you've already alluded to this, is the fact that you guys are going to need one heck of a defense, and the kids are going to be really up and on their toes on defense, because they're looking at a good passing quarterback as Julian Butkovich, and then they got those 3 running backs, and they got some pretty good weapons. So it's just a matter of the kids out on defense recognizing what they're looking at, recognize what's coming, and make the proper adjustment, and just don't get bamboozled by
well, that's the explosive plays is what it comes down to. Don't let them have those explosive plays. And that's one thing we talk about every week. If you win the explosive play battle, it's almost every game comes down to it. If you have more explosive plays than they do, if you win the turnover battle, you cause more turnovers and don't turn the ball over. Most of the time, if you get those 2 things, that's chances are you're going to win. So we got to do a good job on offense at taking advantage of what they're going to give us. They typically sit in kind of the same defense. They got a couple of adjustments, but they're going to set. They got big kids up front, and they just try to keep everything in front of them to pretty much prevent that. Try not to give you those big plays, but if we can do a good job just taking what they give us and maintaining the possession and moving the ball when we need to, I think we can do some good things tonight.
Yeah, tonight is senior night, so going to be some of the kids, some of the guys playing. Of course, will be playing their last home game, not playing their last football game, but playing their last home game. And I know how that feels. I did that 50 years ago.
Yeah, but you don't forget, man. You don't forget that last one. You're right. We got 10 seniors that have done a great job for us. Have been a big part of this program. Have been a big part of what we did last year. Have been a big part of how we played this year and where we're at tonight. So, man, we've appreciated those guys. And every year you get a new group of those dudes. But man, this has been a fun group to coach for a long time and watch play.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's interesting, and that's one of the things about being a high school coach. You don't have kids on contract that are going to be around for a long time.
No,
it's like
absolutely.
once they hit that senior year, they're gone, and then you just don't have them anymore. Period. You gotta start over and start filling shoes, and with the upcoming kids and the ones you have, and it takes a lot of jockeying around to put a team together. So, well, anyway. How's the health situation?
We're coming into this thing healthy. We've moved a bunch of our JV kids up, so we've had a great week of practice. Our JV kids, Toppers, finished their season on Monday with another big win over Santa Fe High. Finished the season 6-1. Man, just had a great. They lost their first game and have just rolled for the last 6 games, and just have done a phenomenal job this year. So we moved a couple of those kids up with us, so they've been practicing this week with us. Have done a great job. Got in, run some reps, given us great looks on Scout O. So man, it's been a good week, and it's good to have those kids up with you, because those are those guys, like I said, that are going to be filling those holes next year. But great thing is we got a lot of these kids that are coming back. We got a lot of skill kids coming back. Almost every receiver we have is a junior. Both quarterbacks are underclassmen. Have several big OLs coming up, and a few that are probably get to play for us next year as some sophomores and juniors. So man, it's good. It's good to have those kids coming up, and it's been a good week to have them up with us and see them finish, the way they did. So man, we're excited about tonight. I'm excited for what's coming.
Well, it should be a good one, and really looking forward to it, because it comes down to exactly what you guys wanted: a chance to win the district championship at home. And coming off a great game last week, and actually two wins, one dramatic win and then one easy win, but you've got a lot of momentum, so it's going to be an interesting ball game.
It's going to be fun.
Well, thanks, Garrett. We appreciate you coming over and chatting with us, and good luck tonight against the Valley Vikings. They are 6-2. We're 4-4, but they're 2-0 in district. We're 1-0 in district, and right now, what you guys want to do tonight is to make that 2-1 for Valley and 2-0 for you guys.
That's right.
Thank you, Garrett. Good luck tonight. This is Gene Mortensen, and we'll be back in a little bit for Los Alamos High School football and going for the district championship tonight. So stick around, everybody.
Greetings, Hilltoppers. I'm Brian DeAndrea of TechSource Incorporated. We are a science and engineering consultancy headquartered in Los Alamos, and for over 20 years have been providing the hard-won knowledge and skills from this community to organizations around the nation. It is our pleasure to support Los Alamos and Hilltopper sports. Good luck and have fun. Go Hilltoppers!
Join the University of New Mexico Los Alamos for the exceptional education. Join us for the small class sizes. Join us for the quality faculty and staff who are dedicated to your success. Whatever your reason for joining us, start here, go anywhere. Go Hilltoppers!
The New Mexico Ice Wolves are coming to Los Alamos for the Winter Classic this December versus their North American Hockey League rivals, the El Paso Rhinos. The Los Alamos Winter Classic is 3 days of youth hockey games, December 9th through the 11th, culminating with the first ever NAHL outdoor hockey game in Los Alamos, and tickets are available now. For tickets to the game, please visit either website on screen or use our event QR code.
Hi, everybody. This is Gene Mortensen, and here at Sullivan Field, the Hilltoppers are going to take on Valley. Valley won the toss and they deferred, so Los Alamos will be kicking off, and Valley will be kicking off. Los Alamos will receive. So kicking off for the Valley Vikings, Jaden Cockerham, and so he approaches the ball. The ball long kick down the right sideline is going to be taken down at the 8-yard line by the pink gloved Malachi Gutierrez. And Malachi coming straight up the middle. He's going to cut to the right side. He's got the clear. He's in the open. He's down to the 30. He's to the 20. He is in the end zone. The Hilltoppers, a 92-yard run back for the touchdown.
Wow. Great run there by Malachi. Caught the ball beautifully, and the floodgate just opened up for him right in the middle of the field. Gene took a nice cut to the right, and he just outraced everybody. Nobody even close. I'm not sure anybody touched him.
No, I don't think they did either. He started on the left side of the field, went to the right side of the field, and so anyway, they after they kick off, the Valley took a timeout, and so we're going to catch you up to date. We ran a little behind, so right now Valley went 3 and out, and they now have punted it away to Los Alamos, and the Hilltoppers at the ball at the 30-yard line. But we wanted to give you that opening kickoff. Unfortunately, we were not on the air at the time, but we wanted you to hear that. So right now it's going to be 1st and 10 for Los Alamos as they lead in this ball game 7-0. And they have the ball right now on their own 30-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 after the punt. Kyle Evan, Zach Stidham's going to hand it off. He's going to give it to Teak Nieto. Nieto over the right side. He's not going to go anywhere. And boy, he runs into a big kid out there. We don't have any weights on these kids or anything, but you can imagine how big he is. The number 99. Juan Vigil, and he was just waiting, but Teak does pick up about 4 yards on the play as he gets it up to about the 35-yard line. It was on the 31. So Stidham is a pitch out, is going to go to Teak. Teak makes a nice move, makes another nice move. He's got the first down. Teak Nieto took the pitch out on the option, and cuts around the right side. The ball will be placed down on the hash marks on the right side of the field. 1st and 10 for Los Alamos as they're sitting on their own 47-yard line. Let me move that up to the 48. Quick pass by Los Alamos, and a quick pass, and it's just, right now on a slant pattern, Hayden Jorgensen coming in from the left side. He just cut right to the middle. Zach Stidham, as soon as he took the snap out of that spread formation, he just popped it. He didn't even hold on to it. As soon as he grabbed it, he threw it. And Hayden Jorgensen cutting across the middle on that slant pattern, and the Hilltoppers pick up another first down. Here comes that sideline pass to Jorgensen. Jorgensen going down the left sideline, and he is hit hard and knocked out of bounds, but another nice gain for the Hilltoppers. So the Hilltoppers on the move here against the Vikings. And Hayden Jorgensen with a nice catch and run. And so he's going to, let's see. We have a flag, apparently so. Holding against Los Alamos.
I never saw any flag.
What a surprise.
Yeah. But, quick, nice drives started so far by Los Alamos. And hopefully that flag is not going to hamper the Toppers' momentum right now. Was there a timeout? I think there was a timeout. The Toppers called a timeout.
Well, Valley did take a timeout, I thought.
Or was it they took it away off the scoreboard from Los Alamos, but the announcer is saying Valley took the timeout.
I thought Valley had taken one before, but apparently not. The scoreboard showing 2 timeouts. Well, now they show 2 and 2.
Maybe they both took the timeout.
So, yeah, well, you got to take those timeouts early.
Yeah.
Get organized.
Well, actually, we know Los Alamos did not take the timeout because Los Alamos doesn't take timeouts. So,
it's tomorrow morning you take them to the bank.
That's right.
So 9:15 remains here in this First quarter of play, Los Alamos leading 7-0 on a beautiful 92-yard run back on the opening kickoff by Malachi Gutierrez. And boy, I'm telling you, he caught that ball down around the 8-yard line, started up the sideline, and then just cut clear to the other side of the field. And I don't think anybody laid a finger on him. And he just zoomed by everybody. So the 10-yard penalty is going to move it back for Los Alamos, and they're going to be back on their own 46-yard line. Well, actually, they're on the Valley 46-yard line. In motion goes Jorgensen. They're going to fake it to Jorgensen, going to give it to Tiki, and it was 1st and 20. Of course, on that snap.
I'm not sure they gave him the full 10-yard penalty. It looked like it was closer to maybe 18 yards. I don't think it was the full 20.
Yeah.
Either they didn't mark it off right, or it happened a little bit ahead of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think it did. So anyway, right now it's 2nd and 12 for Los Alamos.
And that's going to be motion on Los Alamos as we have a pink flag on the. That's why I didn't see the flag, because I was looking for a yellow flag.
Oh, my God.
We have pink flags this evening.
Okay.
But that will be motion on Los Alamos.
Breast Awareness Week, or Breast Cancer Awareness Week.
Breast Cancer Awareness Week.
Yes.
October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, actually.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And the Hilltoppers, let's see, a couple of Hilltoppers have pink leggings. So anyway, Hilltoppers now another 5-yard penalty. Stidham dropping back. He's under a lot of pressure. He's going to be dropped. And so charging through that time for the Vikings, Dylan Anderson. We don't have any weights or heights or anything on these Valley Viking kids, but Dylan Anderson made the stop.
That is a huge loss.
Oh,
that's
yes.
a 10-yard loss. And Toppers are back in their own territory now.
We're in the 43, and we have to get to the 29. Stidham dropping back, screen pass. Executed nicely, but right there, boy, I mean, it was a good execution for a moment, but boy, I'm telling you, the secondary, the linebacker core for Valley, I mean, boy, did they sniff that one out in a hurry.
Boy, and it was a great setup for the screen. Everybody on the defensive line completely 100% fooled. However, the linebackers showing great discipline there for Valley, and they stayed where they were supposed to stay. Yeah. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be right there with the linemen.
So the Hilltoppers are going to have to punt it away. So Hayden Jorgensen will kick it away. It's partially blocked, and it's going to bounce upfield. The Hilltoppers are going to down it at it just makes it up to the 45-yard line of Valley.
One of the Toppers actually picked up the ball. I think they thought Valley might have touched the ball.
Yes. And of course, the block doesn't count.
The block does not count, but I think that was Schwarzkopf actually picked it up and started running with it. I think he thought Valley touched it. And I got to say, one of the Valley guys downfield was very, very close.
Yeah, he certainly was.
So, but in any event, the picking up the ball there with Schwarzkopf, that really didn't cost them any type of yardage.
No.
It might have maybe half a yard.
Yeah, really. So the 40-yard line, and they're going to hand it and give the ball time to Caden Hohola. He's their leading rusher. And Hohola Sr. is going to pick up about 3 yards. Hohola, and he likes to pass. He has almost Butkovich dropping pass. That is going to be, and it's going to move it up to close to a first down for Valley, as that pass was so Hohola, we're going to say.
Out with by jumping offside. So free first down there for the Vikings. But the Toppers on the Vikings first possession, Gene, very good looking on defense. They just got nothing going. And actually, the first couple of plays in this drive were pretty good too. It was a nice screen pass setup, and then the Toppers jumped offside.
So it'll go to, so in Julian Butkovich back at quarterback as they'll run out of the spread. And it's going to be an inside handoff, and he's going to go, I mean, absolutely nowhere, as coming out of nowhere for Los Alamos that time. Matt Brusso, the defensive end for Los Alamos, comes in to make the stop behind the line of scrimmage as they tried to hand the ball once again to Caden Hohola. And Hohola not a happy camper at this point.
No.
So, he was hit. He was hit the second that he grabbed the ball, and leading the charge was Matt Brusso, the sophomore. So now that's going to make it down second down and 12. Butkovich fakes the handoff. He's going to air it out. He's going to have a man down. He overthrows him. As covering for Los Alamos downfield for the Hilltoppers that time was Alexander Pasulka. And that pass intended. They have the horrible numbers here. They have, I thought maybe they might have learned, but anyway, the pass was intended for Nate Stahl. It's Natavius Stallworth. I would think that Natavius could catch that. Anyway, Butkovich again, and this time trying to go in the middle and calling for a flag. Caden Hohola, calling for a flag is Markel Jackson. He's not going to get it. That's going to bring up fourth down now, and well, it looks like about a long two. Let's see what Valley, Billy Kobos is the head coach of Valley, Nate and Garrett Williams, the head coach for Los Alamos. They are in punt formation. And let's see.
Wow, look what they have over here on the right side. They have trips over here on the right side.
Yeah, they really do.
This is a punt formation.
Yeah, they got everybody over on that on that left side. And there's a punt, and the Hilltoppers are just going to let it. Well, actually,
the Vikings actually caught it out of the air.
Yeah, they did. They got down there and caught the thing out of the air, and that once again was Markel Jackson.
He's nice catch. That was over his shoulder. That was a pretty good catch.
He's one of their wide receivers, so the Hilltoppers hold him once again, and right now we're at 4:46 to go here over the Valley Vikings. This game is essentially for all the marbles. Whoever wins this ball game will essentially be the district champion. Valley coming into the ball game are 6-2. They're 2-0 in district play. Los Alamos is 4-4. They're 1-0 in district play. But this is Valley's final district game. So they're going to try to hand it. Well, I'm not sure about that play, but Jack Stidham kind of ran alongside Teak Nieto, and then as they got to the line of scrimmage, he shoved the ball in Teak's gut and then handed him over to the Valley Viking left side of the line.
Yeah, Teak got the ball and he got hit the exact same moment. So I'm sure he's really thankful for his quarterback for that one.
Pass over on the sideline, and this is going to be caught and down for Malachi Gutierrez. And Malachi is going to pick up a first down for Los Alamos. So that quick pass to the sideline, the Hilltoppers like that play. They've had earlier on in the season, they did not have a lot of success with it, but they did have a lot of success with it against Bernalillo, and they're having success with it here tonight. And so that's the 1st and 10 for Los Alamos. The ball, they're going to hand it off this time straight up the middle. Teak Nieto, the ball carrier. So the Hilltoppers moving the ball pretty well as they finally now get it out to Let's see, the ball right now is at the 37-yard line.
Oh, they're going to give him 9. Nice delay on that.
In Hilltopper territory. So Stidham now, they're going to change the play. They are all set. So Garrett Williams haulers in a new play. And so delayed handoff again to Teak, and he goes nowhere.
Should have stayed with the old play.
Yeah, really.
That's going to.
Not a good decision. I mean, first of all, it only took about a half an hour to execute that inside handoff. And so he kind of came around in slow motion, shoved it in Teak's gut, and then once again, as soon as Teak got it, he was clobbered. So now we're looking at third down and about, third down and about 5 for Los Alamos. Stidham dropping back. He's got a man open. The pass is complete. Boy, beautiful throw and a fantastic catch for Los Alamos by Kenny Suazo. Kenny Suazo in the air inside the 45-yard line, inside the 50, right there at the 48-yard line, high in the air to pull it down with those pink gloves. And the Hilltopper's on the move. And he's going to pick up about pretty good. Let's hope he can. He's going to be the workhorse tonight, I can guarantee you. 5-yard gain. Move it up now into the Valley territory up to the 46. We have 2:17 to go, 7-0 ball game. Nilo. Charlene. Okay. Yeah, we're put us on.
All right, we are back here. Sorry about that, everyone. We're back here at Sullivan Field. Toppers have the ball right now. Second down at about their 42-yard line. Quick pass to Teague Nieto is going to get ridden out of bounds. And minimal gain there, about a yard. So third down, 14-7. Now we have about 10 minutes left in the second quarter. The Valley Vikings scoring, getting on the board just moments ago on a 1-yard touchdown run that coming from Richard Henderson. The extra point was good. 14-7 ball game. Toppers still up, but trying to move the ball. Nice pitch out there to Teague Nieto. He's close to the sticks. Actually, I think he's going to get it on the option to the right side and got hit right at the sticks, but was able to fall forward for a first down, pick up 6 yards. So the Toppers on the move at their 48-yard line. So Toppers trying to get back in business after the Viking touchdown.
So while we were away, the Vikings, as Mike said, they scored on a 1-yard run. They had a nice run down to the 1-yard run. Went down to the 1 yard. Stidham is going to throw it away. He might be hit for intentional grounding.
That was very close. I
don't know. Boy, he just threw it out of bounds. You can't do that in high school football.
No, he was on the border of what's called the tackle box, and the ball was on the border of the line of scrimmage. It has to get past the line of scrimmage. I guess they're going to let it go. That was in every single possible way. That was really, really close. He was almost in the grasp, too.
Yeah, it really was. So that's going to make it second down and 10 for Los Alamos. And Stidham gives to Kenny Suazo. Suazo trying to go around the left side is not going to go anywhere. In fact, he's going to be throwing for a loss. So it's right now the situation is the Hilltoppers leading 14-7. In the second quarter, there's 9 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this first half. The clock is moving. And, of course, this is Gene Martins with Mike Mays. We apologize for the problems. The Internet's driving us crazy here tonight. The Internet's not very stable, and so we apologize for that. We can't do anything about it. Pass up. Whoa, beautiful pass right to Malachi Gutierrez, and he drops it. Holy mackerel, you don't get a better pass than that. And especially to Malachi Gutierrez.
That's right. Just slant route, and he was right up the seam, and he was wide open. There was nobody within 20 yards of him. And I think he just took his eye off the ball and was trying to figure out where he was going to run to.
So Hayden Jorgensen will punt it away for Los Alamos. And this one, he gets a nice punt off. And this one's going to be picked up by Valley. That surprises me as it was bouncing right around in front of the Valley player and a couple of Hilltoppers. That's a dangerous pickup because if he'd have lost that handle, there were two Hilltoppers right there to fall on it. But they are going to drop him down now, the ball at the 29-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for Valley on their own 29. Trailing in this ball game 14-7 with 8:34. Clock stopped on a change of possession. But here comes Valley. So Hilltoppers surprising Valley big time with a kickoff return. 92-yard pitch out's going to come over to the left side. They're going to give it to Taze Wilson. He loses a handle. The ball's on the ground. Hilltoppers fall on it. And I think they're going to rule he was down. I don't think he was.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure he was, and that was Wilson. And Wilson went down very awkwardly. I think they actually grabbed him by the arm.
Yeah, they did,
and they dragged him down, and he's wincing out there.
Well,
in any event, he's going to pick up about 3 yards, but yeah, that was very, very close to a fumble.
Well, when they pulled his arm down, the ball came out. So they're going to hand it this time. The ball's on the ground again, and another battle for it. Let's see who's got it. Oh, it looks like Valley's going to come up with it.
Wow, that was...
They're as lucky as the Dallas Cowboys. Anyway,
That was Markel Jackson. They were doing kind of an end around thing, and he lost the handle. He wasn't hit. He just couldn't find the handle on the ball, and it scooted away from him. That was a huge loss. That's going to be about that's about a 13, 14-yard loss.
Yeah, they're all the way back. They started the line of scrimmage when they started was on the 29-yard line, and right now they're sitting back at the 19. So it's a net 10-yard loss after the first play, and so Valley decides to take another timeout. 7:42 remains here in the first half of play. Like I said, this is essentially for all the marbles. Valley right now is 2-0 in district play, 6-2 overall. Hilltoppers are 4-4 overall, and they are 1-0 in district play. If the Hilltoppers were to win this one, they'd be 2-0. Valley would be 2-1, but they would have the tiebreaker over Valley, and the only thing left would be if Monzano beats Del Norte tonight, then the Hilltoppers would be the outright champion. If Del Norte beats Monzano, the Hilltoppers would have to go down next week to Albuquerque and beat Del Norte, which shouldn't be a problem. Long pass downfield. He's wide open. Whoa, he overthrows him.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy mackerel. I mean, he was going to be gone. That was Natavius Stallworth. And Natavius, Richard Butkovich, just overthrew him.
Yeah, but he had 2 full steps on the topper cornerback and wasn't slowing down, just a little bit overthrown. But he would have been gone had he been able to corral that one.
Well, this is going to be 4th down and very, very long, so they will punt it away. So the kick's going to come up to midfield. It's going to be taken. The Hilltoppers, they lose the handle, and I think it's going to be recovered by Valley.
It is going to be recovered.
Yes, it is.
Another classic vending machine, James.
Yes, total vending
through the
machine.
Arms, and it rolled straight to the upcoming Valley wave. One of the Vikings fell on it right at the 47-yard line. And boy, that was...
And Malachi Gutierrez, who has unbelievably good hands, but that was a classic vending machine. That thing just hit his chest and went straight down into the ground.
So the Vikings in business now. That's actually their best offensive play of the game.
Yes, it has.
Was the muffed punt, but they're going to get the ball 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
7:25 to go first half. And they give it to Caden Hahola. He's hit, spins away. He's going to pick up a few yards. He was hit at the line of scrimmage, but then he spins away. But Matt Brusso gets in there and brings him down. And helping Matt out this time was Donovan Allen. So Donovan Allen and Matt, they team up for bringing him down after a 6-yard gain. And no huddle by Valley. Right up the middle they go and tripping him up. I mean, just reaching out with an ankle tackle that time. And that was Kyler Young. He just grabbed him by the ankle and pulled him down. So it's 3rd down and 1. And the ball right now sitting right at the 45-yard line of the Hilltoppers. We're going to have a false start. It's going to be called against the Vikings. So that helps the Hilltoppers out. And that makes it now 3rd and 6 from the 45-yard line.
So the Vikings here going no huddle for 2 or 3 plays in a row, but with some miscommunication there on the offensive line, and the tackle moved.
Butkovich driver has a man wide open down the left sideline, the right sideline, and he's going to pull it in right at the 40-yard line and then step out of bounds. So that'll move the chains, and they're going to spot this thing on the 39-yard line of the Hilltoppers. 14-7 ball game right now. The Hilltoppers holding on to a 7-point lead after a beautiful run back touchdown and a nice drive for Los Alamos. So the Butkovich his pass is a pick, and so the pass is picked off by good job for the Hilltoppers that time by Horan Quintana. So they tried that sideline pass, and Horan Quintana, I mean, he just stepped forward. I mean, he read it all the way. and he just took a couple of steps forwards and pulled that thing in. He was hit almost immediately, but a big, big turnover for Los Alamos.
Quintana read that all the way. He was not fooled a little bit by the quick sideline route, and he stepped right in front of it, hit him right in the chest.
Yeah, really did. And so he's going to give it now to Tique Nieto. He's going to go right over left guard, and he's going to run into Caden Hohola and also going to run into number 99, Juan Vigil.
Vigil's a big dude.
Boy, is he ever. So
one of the Vikings has a white helmet. Everybody else has a purple helmet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that is.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
The pass by Stidham is going to be blocked. Coming in a hurry is Charles Burton. Burton goes high in the air and blocks it with both hands.
Boy, oh boy. And that hung up for a while, and there were some Vikings around that ball. Very, very fortunate that that wasn't picked.
Yeah, it didn't go straight down to the ground. I mean, he put both hands up there, and that thing popped up in the air. So now it's going to be third down and about 7 for Los Alamos. And so we're changing the play again. Well, let's see what Garrett Williams comes up with. Pitch out's going to go to Tique Nieto around the left side. Tique trying to make the turn, and he's not going to make the turn. He does pick up 2 or 3 yards, but the Hilltoppers are going to be way short. So right now the ball is going to be on the 46-yard line of the Vikings. And let's see what Garrett Williams wants to do. He wants to send in Hayden Jorgensen and let him kick it away.
I think Williams was thinking about going for it. That was a slow transition.
Well, he likes that. He likes to go for those. But Hayden was going to boot it away. Nice boot. High in the air. He's going to take a valley bounce as it hits about the inside the 20-yard line, bounces back over the 25. They're going to spot it down at the 27 in Viking territory. 5:02 remains in the first half. 14-7 ball game. Hilltoppers up in this district championship contest. And so right now, we'll see what Billy Kobos wants to come up with here. So the Hilltoppers had a golden opportunity there as they intercepted the pass after they turned it over on the punt. And so Butkovich back there, and he's got a full stack back there. And so they trying to come around the right side, and nothing doing that time as coming in to make the stop for the Hilltoppers, Alexander Pasulka. And Pasulka, as they got it out to once again to Hayden Hohola. Caden is their leading rusher, like I say. Taze Wilson, also one of their leading rushers, but mostly it's been Caden. This time they're going to hand it over to Charles Burton, and Burton is going to try to come around the right side. Burton, the junior, number 1, and he's going to pick up a yard, maybe 2. Anyway, it's going to be third down now for Valley, and they're looking at 3rd and 9, and the ball on the 26-yard line. So I think Valley's got some confusion over there. I don't know if they're trying to call a timeout or what, but there's a lot of confusion with the coaching staff over there. They finally just figure out what they want to do, and so they're still trying to figure it out. Now they're going to hand it off. It's going to go over left tackle and to Caden Hohola, and he's not going to go anywhere. And coming off the bottom of the pile for Los Alamos once again, Donovan Allen. So Donovan's having a pretty good ball game out there. So that's going to put Valley in punt formation once again. And so here goes Malachi Gutierrez back to his own 40-yard line. And now he's backing up to the 35.
This is such a weird punt formation.
Yeah, it really is. So Caden Hohola will kick it. And boy, he's going to get the major bounce. And Malachi's going to pick it up at about the 10-yard line. But it was a line drive. And boy, when it hit, it just took off at end over end. and it wasn't stopping. I'm not sure that might have rolled into the end zone, but Malachi wasn't taking any chances, so he does pick it up. But the Hilltoppers find themselves back on their own 10-yard line, and 1st and 10 here in the late going of this first half. 7-point lead for Los Alamos.
So Toppers deep in their own territory. They have 2 timeouts, so they're not an emergency, but we'll see what they want to do. A delayed handoff there to Teague going up the middle, still going, dragging a couple of Vikings with him, and he's going to pick up the first down and more. He's going to get out close to the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Big pickup there for Teague, who is having himself quite the first half.
Yes, he is. And so they essentially, I think they were trying to run a draw. He looked like he was going to pass, and then he shoved it into Teague's gut and inside handoff. It's a first down for Teague. They're going to give it to Teague again, and Teague is going to go nowhere as he's going to slam into number 99. Juan V. Hill. I wish I knew how. I mean, what does he look like? I mean, he looked like he's about 6'3" or so, or 6'4". Big kid.
He's easily 6'4". He's got to be in the 275 range.
Oh, absolutely.
And they ran right to him. And Teague is a big, strong kid, and V. Hill just stonewalled him.
3rd down and 9. Stidham rolling to his left. He's going to have to get rid of it, and he throws it out of bounds again. And let's see. I don't see anybody going for there comes a pink flag. And if they're going to call, the other one was twice as bad as the intentional grounding as this one, if that's what they're going to call.
Certainly looks like that's what they're going to. Well,
no, it looks like they're picking up the flag.
No, they did pick up the flag, but that was also very close, but it was not as close as the first one.
No, not at all. 3rd down and 9 for Los Alamos. Stidham, pass is going to come up to Malachi Gutierrez. He's going to be short of the first down as he gets it up to the 35-yard line. And
he's closer to the first down yardage than I thought he would be.
Yeah, so was I. I thought he was going to be at least 2 yards short. The Hilltoppers are going to line up and maybe go for it. They're already lining up, and Stidham is going to try to draw him off sides if he can. So the Hilltoppers ready to go, and Hilltoppers have. Well, let's see.
It looks like theater.
I don't know what they're doing, really. So Stidham, the Hilltoppers are going to take a timeout.
Yeah, they were trying. That was a total trying to draw them offside.
That was fairly obvious.
And they didn't sell it real well, to be honest with you. But the Vikings hold their ground. 1:25 remaining as the Toppers call a timeout. This is a makeable 4th down for the Toppers.
Oh, absolutely.
But that is a little bit of a roll of the dice in this area of the field at their own 35-yard line, just with the 7-point lead right now.
Yeah.
And Valley with them, they'd have plenty of time from this range to try to punch it in. But I think
the wise thing to do is to punt it.
Probably is. Certainly trying to draw them off sides. I remember, I know you as a Packer fan, Gene, have bad memories of that. So
yeah. Yes. So anyway, so they they're lined up in a regular formation.
They look like they're going for it.
Yeah, they are, and they're going to give it to Teague, and he's got it. Teague Nieto's got it over left tackle. So they took the timeout. They tried to draw him off, took the timeout, came back, set up in their regular formation, and then they handed it off to Teague Nieto, and now the Hilltoppers no huddle right away. They called 2 plays at once, and so let's see. I
don't know if the ball was set.
May not have been set because the Hilltoppers just ran out and hiked it right now. So they stopped play, and so now they're going to put it down. The ball right now is on the 41-yard line of the Hilltoppers. We have 1:18 remaining here in the half, Hilltoppers are up by 7, 14-7. And this time they give it once again to Teak. And Teak has been a busy guy so far in this ball game. He picks up about 6 yards. That's going to make it second and a long 4 for Los Alamos. And we are under 1 minute to go. The Hilltoppers still have one timeout remaining. Stidham's going to air it out. He's got Malachi downfield. Malachi pulls it in at the 20-yard line. Fantastic catch by the pink-gloved Malachi Gutierrez. High in the air to pull it down. He had a man right smack on top of him, and he high in the air at the 20-yard line, and in it comes. And the Hilltoppers are in business. So a beautiful pass by Stidham, a great catch by Malachi Gutierrez. They're going to give it to Teak. Teak right up the middle. He's going to make it up to, let's see, about the 10-yard line. He might be inside the 10. It's going to be, he's going to move it up to the 9-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. Hilltoppers still have that one timeout. But
I think they just used it. 28 seconds remaining, but wow, what a play by Malachi, having to go way up in the air. The Toppers have had a couple of big pass plays. I gotta say the Valley defense on both of those plays was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
but
it was.
Malachi just beat him up to the high spot there. Nice vertical jump there by Malachi and plucked it out of the air and was able to bring it down and fall forward to get the Toppers within the red zone. Toppers now sitting at about almost exactly their 10-yard line, 28 seconds remaining, but just burned their last timeout. When was the last time Toppers used all 3 timeouts and a half? I don't remember that.
It's been a long time, but we do want to remember, too, that last week against Monzano, the Hilltoppers actually stalled in the red zone at the end of the first quarter and kicked a field goal, 35-yard field goal. Hayden Jorgensen. So he does have the foot, and right now the ball sitting on the let's see, I think it's the 9-yard line. The Hilltoppers can make a first down. The ball's on the 9, and they just need to get to inside the 8.
And they put about 7 extra seconds back on the clock. 35 seconds remaining now. There was about 28.
Yes, it was. Well, the Hilltoppers called that timeout. Right now, it would be a 35-yard field goal for the Hilltoppers. So in motion, they go. Stidham rolling to his right. And the pass are going to be complete down to Hayden Jorgensen. Jorgensen going to pull it in. Let's see where they're going to spot this down. It was close. It was on the sideline, and it's enough for a first down. And they're going to spot it down around just inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for Los Alamos. So the Hilltoppers could spike it if they need to, if they need more time. So the Hilltoppers, they'll run out of that spread. They get it to Stidham. He's going to give it to Teak. Teak trying to go up the middle. He's not going to go anywhere. I guess, well, he's going to go a yard or 2. But the Hilltoppers, they have no more timeouts. All they can do at this point is spike the ball. So this is what they're going to do, and that's exactly what they do. So they spike it with 7.5 seconds to go. So this will be the final play of the half unless there's a defensive penalty. And the Hilltoppers sitting right now on the 1-yard line.
They got it about the 2.
I guess the 2-yard line, yes.
So
3rd and 2.
Toppers taking a little bit of a chance. They're running the football.
Yes.
And Teak was stopped. Teak actually did pretty good to get anything out of that because he ran right into Vigil, and Vigil looked like he was going to throw him back for a loss. Teak able to fall forward. Yeah,
if they had passed that, they would have had time for 2 downs. And so
timeout by the Vikings.
Vikings are going to take their final timeout.
Because they wanted to see the formation. The Toppers really have not played with their formation too much this first half.
7.5 seconds remain. So this ball game started off. The internet shut us off. and wouldn't you know it, we sit here watching 92-yard kickoff return, so we went ahead and kind of reenacted that for you. But and then the Hilltoppers had followed that up with another touchdown. But then it didn't take Valley very long to strike back as they scored. I think it was the first play. Yeah, the first play of the second quarter as they took it in. It makes it now 14-7. Sending the ball on the 2-yard line. It's going to be third down and goal from the 2. This should be the last play, unless there's a penalty against the Vikings.
We're having a discussion over here of the goal line with one of the Valley coaches, who just got back apparently from his ZZ Top concert, and we're gonna have a flag thrown. I think that's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Vikings.
Let's see what
a flag just flew.
They're now talking over.
Oh no, it's going to be on Los Alamos.
Holy mackerel!
So, false start,
illegal procedure.
Okay, it's probably illegal procedure.
Yes.
The ball wasn't set. How could there have been a penalty?
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about here.
I have no idea what just happened. In any event, that's going to move the Toppers back to about the 7.
Yeah, and so
they're gonna go for the field goal.
Yeah, so right now it's going to be a 25-yard field goal for Los Alamos. Hayden Jorgensen will attempt to kick, and this one is good. And the Hilltoppers jump out to a 10-point lead over the Vikings as the half almost comes to an end. 2.5 seconds remaining, and so the Hilltoppers up 17-7, and the Hilltoppers will kick it off, and that will. All they need to do is squib kick it, so make sure nobody runs it all the way back like Los Alamos did at the beginning of this ball game. 2.5 seconds to go. Hayden Jorgensen and Hilltoppers are gonna. He's lining it up for. he's just gonna put it right through the front line of the Viking lineup, the Viking formation. So 2.5 seconds to go. Hilltoppers with a 10-point lead. Third 25-yard field goal. And this one, he just keeps it on the ground, bounces away, and trying to get, and it's going to go absolutely nowhere. And so that's going to bring the first half to an end. Hilltoppers leading 17-7 over the Valley Vikings. And like I say, this is for all the marbles. Los Alamos wins this one. Valley wins it. They're the outright champion. Los Alamos wins it. They just have to hope that Manzano beats Del Norte. If Del Norte beats Manzano, Hilltoppers would have to go down and play Del Norte next week. Del Norte has not won a ball game this year. Neither has Manzano. So I wouldn't be too worried. But then again, we've had some crazy, crazy trips to Milne Stadium.
Yes,
anyway.
We absolutely have. That's kind of Los Alamos' house of horrors here in Albuquerque.
Yeah, it certainly has been. Well, this is Gene Mortensen, my good buddy Mike Mays, and we are going to send it back to Charlene. She's going to let us hear from our very fine sponsors. We appreciate the support of our sponsors and their support of Los Alamos High School Athletics and support of the Daily Post and these broadcasts. I want to thank Carl Clark and the Daily Post for making all this possible. And so, Charlene, so if you listen, these are video commercials now, so we're getting really fancy. And so anyway, we'd appreciate it if you take them in and please support our sponsors. We'll be back.
Hi there, my name is Kristen O'Hara, and I'm the Director of Interpretation at Pajarito Environmental Education Center. We are the nonprofit that runs the Los Alamos Nature Center. Bears are active in Los Alamos during spring, summer, and fall. New Mexico Game and Fish recommend the following 6 bear-wise basics to keep you and our bears safe. Do not feed or approach bears. Whether it's unintentional or intentional, feeding black bear in our community is incentivizing them to come into our residential neighborhoods for food. And we do not want to do that. They are wild animals. They're equipped for finding food themselves. Our people food is not the best thing for them. As far as approaching bears in the wild, it is best to stay away from black bear. If a black bear hasn't seen you and you happen to see one across the street from you, take a moment to have that beautiful experience, but do not approach a black bear. Make sure to secure your garbage cans and recycling. Bears have a very keen sense of smell and can rip open garbage cans very easily, so having them secured with some sort of bungee cord or something to keep the lids down is the best way to keep our bears in our community safe. Remove bird feeders during prime active bear times. Black bears in Los Alamos are active anywhere between the very end of April, May to the middle of November. So during those times, anything we can do to keep our bears safe by not giving them food is better for bears and better for us. So at night, for instance, at the nature center, we take down the bird feeders that we have outside and put them back up in the morning. So that is something you can do. But if you do have a bear at your house that has eaten from your feeders, make sure to take your feeders down for a length of time around 2 weeks, so the bear does not acclimatize to coming to your house for food. Do not leave your pet food outside. If you happen to feed your animals outdoors, put your food bowls out there, make sure your animals have your fill, but make sure you bring them in after your animal is done eating. That'll, again, keep the bears safe. Clean and store your grills. That means cleaning your grills thoroughly, removing all fat and food that could have dropped in the base of the grill, and then storing it in an inaccessible place, so a place the bears cannot get to, like a garage or even inside your house, if that's a possibility. I know not everybody has a garage, but just keeping in mind a good place to store a grill that is away from that can be away from bears accessing it. And I guess our last bear safety tip is to tell your neighbors, communicate with your neighbors and your friends about bears that have been spotted in the area, or these safety tips that you've learned here today. The more knowledge we can give to our neighbors and our friends, the better, and it will keep our bear neighbors and our human neighbors as safe as possible. Good luck, toppers, on your season.
Well, it's great to see Topper sports season kicking off again. I'm Troy Hughes. I'm the fire chief here in Los Alamos. And we're glad to see COVID kind of waning and people getting back to their normal activities. One of the things that hurt us during this time period was our lack of people. So we need recruits. We need cadets to come to work for Los Alamos Fire Department. It's a great career, very rewarding, good pay, good benefits, great retirement. You get to work out and maintain your Topper strength. So we're hoping that a few good people will come to work for us in the next year, and we hope that the Toppers win. So go Toppers.
Hello, I'm Deputy Chief Oliver Morris of the Los Alamos Police Department, and I just want to take a few moments of your time to talk about some safety initiatives that we want to bring forth to the community as the 2022-2023 school year starts in Los Alamos. School is right around the corner, and we want to remind parents and students to make sure that you leave enough time to get to school on time so we're not rushing. As you can see behind me, all school zones are 15 miles an hour when students are going to school, even if they're not present. So let's slow down and just make sure our students are safe. Secondly, I want to remind us that when the buses are stopped and their stop signs and lights are activated, we want traffic to stop in both directions to allow time for students to cross the street to keep them safe. The other thing I want to talk about is our school campuses. It's important to remember that during school, campuses are closed to the general public, as well as the playgrounds and facilities, while school is in session. This also includes Sullivan Field and the Sullivan Field parking lot. We want to make sure that school is meant for just school hours and school staff. please check in with the staff regularly if you're going to be planning on visiting our campuses. We have a long history at Los Alamos to have amazing school resource officers. These officers are there to provide an atmosphere of safety and security for our students and faculty, but they're also there to foster positive relationships with students. So we use our school resource officers just to ensure that everything is safe in our schools. The other thing I'd like to direct our community to is on the losalamosschools.net website. If you click on the Safety and Wellness section, you will see that there's the See Something, Say Something app. This app is a great tool to report anything that has to do with safety, whether it's bullying or whether it's a suspicious person on campus or anything you think is safety related for our schools. Please use this app to report any suspicious behavior so that we can work in concert with the Los Alamos Public Schools to make sure everyone is safe. And that's the final message that I have for you today. And I just want to make sure that we have a safe and fun school year, and go Toppers.
Yeah. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Back at Sullivan Field, where the Hilltoppers leading this ball game right now, 17-7 in this battle for the district championship between the Hilltoppers and the Valley High School Vikings. And right now, the Hilltopper band out playing on the field. But we had a little trouble. The internet's been really acting up tonight, and so it's been driving us a little crazy. And of course, it just picked right before the start of the ball game to go out on us. And so we sat here and watched the 92-yard kickoff return with dead air. But we went ahead and did our best to reenact that little run, and then tried to catch you up to date. After that, we also lost the signal for a little while, but it's just been sticking around now pretty well. So anyway, this is Gene Mortensen with Mike Mays. And so Mike, the Hilltoppers opened things up with a beautiful run back by Malachi Gutierrez, and then followed that up with another touchdown. I don't know how much Mike's been awfully busy with the fiddling with the internet and the phone, and Nate Lindback, of course, coming up to help us out and get us on the straight and narrow. I don't know what kind of stats you got, Mike, but
they are a little shaky, but I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I've been kind of fighting with the cell phone and everything, and then not quite sure what was going on, but we lost signal about 2 minutes before we were going to go on air. Yes. And you know, as much of a technical genius as I am, Gene, I just could not figure it out.
I know. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, I was typing code in. I was doing all this stuff. It just would not happen.
Fingers are going 100 miles an hour there on that phone.
I was shaking it. I smacked it a couple of times on the side. I don't know what else to do at that point.
Looked like a teenager.
Well, anyway, Gene, for the Toppers had a couple of first quarter scores right off the bat. Malachi Gutierrez, 92 yards untouched on the opening kickoff. Picked it up at the 8-yard line, went really straight down the hash marks, about 15 yards, then took a cut to the right, and nobody even nearby him. He goes 92 yards untouched for the touchdown. That put the Toppers up 7-0 right off the bat. Then right at the end of the first quarter rather, with 49 seconds remaining, from a yard out, Nico Garcia, he dives in for the touchdown. That was set up by a 37-yard completion from Zach Stidham to Kenny Suazo, and beautiful pass on the left side. Suazo plucked it out of the air, and it looked like he was going to be gone. I can't believe the secondary ran him down at the 1-yard line, but that set up the 1-yarder from Garcia. That made it 14-0 at the time. In the second quarter, very early in the second quarter, the first and last plays of each quarter have been pretty productive for both teams, Gene.
Yes.
So right off the bat in the second quarter, a 1-yard run for the Vikings, that coming from Richard Henderson. and dived straight in for a yard out. The extra point was good. That made it 14-7. That's where it stood until the very end of the first half. Toppers put together a nice drive, and that was set up by a 35-yard catch from Gutierrez. And that set the Toppers up at the 10-yard line. They got the ball all the way down to the 2. Did get a very unusual illegal procedure penalty coming right off of a timeout, which I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. I'm not quite sure how it happened, but anyway, the Toppers had to settle for a field goal. We're knocking on the door of the goal line, but they kick a 25-yard field goal coming off the foot of Hayden Jorgensen. That made it 17-7. That's where we stand right now. A nice first half for Stidham. 10 completions and 14 attempts. That was good for 145 yards. 35-yarder to Gutierrez and a 37-yarder. Won by Evan Huss, the QB2 for Los Alamos.
Yes.
And back-to-back catches for that and Suazo. So 145 yards for Zach Stidham. So a nice first half there for Zach. A couple of some good-looking passes. Stayed mostly out of trouble in that first half. Did have a couple of very, very close calls with intentional grounding, but neither was flagged. The second one was closer to being flagged. The first, I thought, was much, much closer to being an actual intentional grounding play. But in any event, 145 yards for Stidham. So the Topper defense has actually played pretty well. We were wondering about that. Valley has been very solid and at times even explosive on offense. They have some gaudy stats on their side. A lot of runners in the 500-yard ish range of nearly 1,000 yards passing for Butkovich, the quarterback. But for the most part, Los Alamos has contained. Butkovich actually only completed 2 passes in that first. Completed 3 of them. However, one of them was to Joran Quintana of Los Alamos with a nice interception there in that second quarter. But other than that, there really hasn't been a whole lot going for the Vikings outside of that touchdown drive that they had in the second quarter. At the end of the first quarter and into the second quarter, there really hasn't been a whole lot of offense. Topper defense has been all over them tonight. Toppers are winning the battle really at both on the offensive and defensive lines of scrimmage right now. A lot of things looking good. So if the Toppers can keep it up, they could find themselves playing the Del Norte Knights next week for the championship. As we all know, we just have Del Norte's number. No doubt about it.
Absolutely. So it's an interesting situation. Manzano is playing the 4 district teams, of course, are Los Alamos, Valley, Manzano, and Del Norte. And Valley has already beaten Del Norte and Manzano, so they are 2-0 in district play. They win this ball game tonight. They're the outright champion. But the Hilltoppers, if they win the ball game, and then what they would need is for Manzano to beat Del Norte. Del Norte and Manzano, neither one has won a ball game so far this year, and so. If Manzano wins the ball game and the Hilltoppers win the ball game, then it's all over, and the Hilltoppers are the outright champion. But if the Hilltoppers win and Del Norte wins, then the Hilltoppers have to go down to Albuquerque next week and defeat the Knights down there to come away with the championship, which I would certainly expect them to do. This has not been a very good year for the rest of the district, except for Valley and for Los Alamos. The Hilltoppers started things off, as Mike said, with a 92-yard kickoff return by Malachi Gutierrez. Nobody laid a finger on him. He started on the left side of the field at the 8-yard line, and then he just cut straight across he just cut on a big slant all the way to the other side of the field and then just into the end zone for the score. Kenny Suazo pulled that pass down, and as Mike was saying, he was caught from behind, which I can't believe. Kenny, one of the fastest kids on the Hilltopper team, but he was caught from behind. But then the Hilltoppers go in to score. Nico Garcia scores there. But interestingly enough, Mike, what I can't figure out is that we had first down and goal from the 2-yard line with 7 seconds to go, and the officials throw a flag, and then they have a long discussion with Vikings and the Valley, and then they come over and they penalize Los Alamos for 5 yards, and they gave the indication of an illegal procedure. And I'm trying to figure out what illegal procedure.
There was nothing going on. Gene, I've got some news for you here.
Awesome.
The Manzano Monarchs are the victors this evening.
Awesome.
Over Del Norte, 55-26.
Wow.
So a runaway victory for the Monarchs. So that means if Los Alamos can hold on here this evening, they will be the district champs.
They will be the outright district champs. And so Hilltoppers, Hayden Jorgensen is going to kick off for Los Alamos. He's not taking much of a run at the ball, I must say. That sky kick they like to kick. The last time it worked, the young man, Matt Markell, dropped it, and he's going to have a nice run back. He's all the way into Hilltopper territory, and that is Markell Jackson. And boy, he takes it all the way almost up to the 40-yard line of the Hilltoppers.
And that stop, I believe, is made by Kyler Young right at the 42-yard line. Young doesn't make that tackle. Markell might score.
Yes, he was. He had a pretty good run going. He was a young man who did the vending machine a little while ago, but this time he pulls it in and makes a nice return. So Valley down by 10 in this ball game. We're going to have 1st and 10. Butkovich dropping back, and this ball is going to be tapped. There's going to be somebody either hit him on the arm or hit the ball, one of the two, because he was trying to make a pass to the sideline. He was trying to get that pass over to Ezekiel Ramos, but the ball only made it about halfway there as the Hilltoppers either got him on the arm or they got a hold of the ball. But anyway.
Yeah, I think somebody hit his elbow.
So 2nd down now coming around the left side, and boy, a nice gain this time for the Vikings is carrying the ball. Their leading rusher, Caden Hohola, and the snap this time goes straight back to Butkovich. We haven't seen the quarterback, and he just takes off. We haven't seen him run it at all, and he just a direct snap back to Butkovich, and then he just tried to run over left tackle, and he picks up about 5 yards.
Yeah, that was a straight run. No delay, no nothing.
So they'll line up in that shotgun, and I think Los Alamos may be drawn off sides. We'll see. As one of the Hilltoppers jumped, and that's exactly what it's going to be, a 5-yard penalty. That's not going to be enough for the 1st down, but that's going to make it 2nd down and 1. And the Hilltoppers are going to have the ball on looks like the 24-yard line of the Hilltoppers. So the Hilltoppers need to stop them here. Butkovich is going to air it out in the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. Wow. What a fantastic defensive play for Los Alamos by Malachi Gutierrez.
Wow.
Malachi Gutierrez step for step with him. Mike high in the air and rips it down.
Gutierrez out there in the end zone on an island by himself with a receiver. One-on-one chance. Actually, that's a pretty good odds for the offense, but the ball just hung up there just for a second, and Malachi able to climb the stairs and pull it down. And a big, gigantic turnover with the Vikings. They're knocking on the door. What a play.
What a fantastic play for Los Alamos and a huge, huge turnover. So the Hilltoppers will go 1st and 10. They're going to pitch it out over on the left side to Teek. And Teek is still going. He breaks a tackle, breaks another. He's all the way across the 40-yard line. Wow. Starting from the 20 after the interception in the end zone. And the Hilltoppers run it all the way out to the 41-yard line, a 21-yard gain for Teek Nieto. And boy, he was not to be brought down. He just kept driving and driving, and he gets it up to the 41, and we're ready to go. 1st and 10 for Los Alamos. The score here for Los Alamos would be fantastic. Pass over to the left side, and this one's going to be complete. And I think that's Chris Meyerdirk, I believe. No, it's going to be Kyle Evanhus. So QB1 to QB2, as Mike says. And he's going to pick up about 4 yards. That's going to make it 2nd down and 6 as the ball moves up now to the 44-yard line of the Hilltoppers. 2nd down, 2nd and 6. Teak Nieto back there with Zach Stidham. Stidham fakes a handoff. He's going to run it himself, but he's not going to go anywhere. So he faked the handoff, tried to follow Teak, but right there, saying nothing doing that time was Alec Caron. So Alec Caron comes in and makes the stop. No gain on the play. The ball still is at the, let's see, it's going to be 3rd down for Los Alamos. The ball right now is at the 44-yard line of the Hilltoppers.
Valley coming with a blitz off the edge there, and they got to Stidham, made him cut back inside.
Stidham pass is going to be complete to Malachi Gutierrez. Gutierrez breaks the tackle, and they grabbed him by the T-shirt, by the jersey. He pulled away from the jersey. He cuts to the right. He's over across midfield. He's down to the 40-yard line. So Malachi Gutierrez had a beautiful pass from Zach Stidham, and they immediately grabbed him by the jersey. He just yanked the jersey away from him and then took off. And a 1st down for Los Alamos, Mike.
Yeah, wow, huge play there. And great catch and run there by Malachi. I thought they were going to be able to drag him down by the jersey.
So Stidham takes the handoff and keeps it up the middle. So I'm not sure why we're seeing Stidham run, but he's had some injuries. But Zach, hopefully what they're trying to do, I think, is take advantage of the fact that they're probably keying on Teak. So if he can fake it to Teak and follow Teak and let Teak block for him. So they pick up about 4 yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Hilltoppers. Passes it sideline, and that is complete to Malachi Gutierrez. And he's right near the stick on the 1st down stick over close to the 30-yard line. And let's see where they're going to say, well, it was a pretty easy spot for them because it was right there at the stick. 3rd down and 1. And the ball right now sitting at the 32-yard line of the Vikings. So the Hilltoppers on the move. This is 4 down territory for Los Alamos. Stidham going to pitch it to Teak. Teak's got the 1st down. He's got more. He's across the 30-yard line. He's across the 25. And so the Hilltoppers move it again on the option to the left and a pitch out to Teak Nieto. So Zach Stidham doing a fantastic job of running the team this evening back there as QB1. 7:55 to go and the clock moving here in the 3rd period. Hilltoppers up by 10. 17-7. Stidham dropping back. And he's about to be sacked, so he runs out of the pocket. So he is going to pick up a few yards. So at least they didn't sack him. He does pick up about 3 yards, maybe 2, maybe 3. 2nd and 7.
Good read of the pressure there by Stidham. Felt it coming off of his right side. Stepped up into the pocket, was still looking downfield. There was nothing open, so he took off and made something out of nothing.
The ball on the 21-yard line. And here comes Valley. A little anxious there, the Vikings.
And the neutral zone infraction.
Neutral zone infraction.
You do not want to infract the neutral zone.
No, the Viking ship rolling across the line.
That's right. You know, the dragon head that was poking out just got a little bit over the ball. You can't have that.
And so that's going to make a 2nd down and about 3 for Los Alamos. Stidham, high snap, gives it to Teak. Teak over the right side, breaks the tackle. He's He's still going. He's inside the 5-yard line. And they can't bring him down, and they finally do. Wow. Teak Nieto running for his life here this evening at Sullivan Field. And he picks up the first down, the ball down at the 4-yard line. It's going to be first and goal for Los Alamos from the Viking 4.
Already 42 yards rushing on this drive for Teak Nieto.
So they'll run now out of a full backfield to Nico Garcia. And that's his specialty. If you need 4 yards over the right side, you give it to Nico Garcia. And that's exactly what they did. Well, the Hilltoppers run out to a 23-7 lead, and we have 6:40 to go. We're almost halfway through this third quarter. But all of this off of the interception by Malachi Gutierrez as Valley was driving toward the end zone, but the Hilltoppers stop him. Hayden Jorgensen will attempt the point after. This one is up, and it's good. So 23-7. The Hilltoppers now, right now, up by 17 against the Valley Vikings.
And wow, what a drive there to answer a big Valley push there into Hilltopper territory, knocking on the door, but get the interception. Gutierrez comes straight back the other way, 42 yards on the ground in that drive by Teak Nieto. A couple of big passes by Stidham, the big one, the 14-yarder to Gutierrez, the catch and run where they tried to pull him down by his jersey. Huge drive to answer what could have been the tying score drive by the Vikings. This kick is up, but it is for naught. And I do not see a pink flag. Oh, there's a pink flag. All right. So it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October. So the
pink flags.
The officials with pink flags, a few of the toppers with pink socks. There's some pink towels out there too for breast cancer awareness. Very important month to get the word out about a very important topic, and always good to see that toppers are on board with that. Gene, I'm not a big fan of the color pink. I don't know. Nothing against the movement. I'm just not a pink guy.
Yeah, I don't understand that. So this one is going to bounce into the end zone. So the strategy, the kickoff strategy for the Hilltoppers is they like what they call the big sky. And what they'll do is they'll kick it high in the air and try to bring it down around the 35 or around the 35-yard line, maybe the 30. And hopefully that because it's coming down high in the air and in the lights and everything, that the receiver will have a trouble pulling it in. That did happen. And then if they start to inching up on the Hilltoppers, they just go ahead and kick it into the end zone. So so it's first and 10 from the 20. Butkovich gives it to Caden Hohola. He's going nowhere. He runs into Teak Nieto and Kyler Young and Donovan Allen. All three of them just waiting for him.
Minimal gain on the play for Hohola, who's one of the top rushers in the state this year.
Yes.
And he has just not gotten going.
Not at all. Now they're gonna fake it. Let's see. They faked the handoff, and I don't know that play. I don't know what happened there. They looked like they were going to fake the handoff to Markel Jackson, or was that Charles Burton? But anyway, they looked like they're going to fake it to him, and then they gave it to him, and then Butkovich and the runner to the right side. And Teak Nieto made the stop. But anyway, everybody in the backfield suddenly was in slow motion. There was a loss on the play. It's third down. Butkovich, he's going to go down. And he goes down inside the 15-yard line. And Garrett Williams jumping up and down. He is a happy camper, and he can thank Jackson Blair for that sack. So the Hilltoppers, 3 and out. Talk about 3 and out. They've got fourth down right now fourth and let's see what it is. There's about fourth and about 17. They're going to have to punt out of the end zone. Short kick. And this one's going to come up and roll dead at the just inside Hilltopper territory, and the Vikings will down it at the 46. We have 4:58 remaining here in the third quarter. Hilltopper's up by 17 in this contest, and the last series by Vikings, Mike, was absolute zilch. I mean zilch.
The Topper defense just absolutely swarming. Big stop by Garcia. Jackson Blair with a sack. Jackson has had some very well-timed sacks. Toppers with a chance for a knockout blow here, Gene.
Yeah, they really do. Stidham on the quarterback draw.
Oh.
And he's going to make it to the line of scrimmage where he's going to run into Kristen Powell.
I am not a fan of that play even a little bit, Gene.
Not at all.
That is Stidham going headlong into the teeth of that Valley defense.
No,
Stidham has been banged up all year. I do not like that call even a little bit.
No, and he picked up 1 yard. So it's 2nd down and 9.
But that yard was completely worth it.
Oh, yes, it was. Pass over on the left sideline to Nieto, breaks the tackle, breaks another. He's still going. He's going to pick up about 5, maybe 6 yards as he was hit behind the line of scrimmage, but he spun away. And now not a very good spot, Mike.
Didn't get a great spot.
No, at all.
They got about another yard off of that. They're going to mark him at the 49.
He was at least to the 48, at least.
Oh, I'm sorry, the 51. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Third down and about 7, or about 3rd and 6 for Los Alamos. And coming around the left side, and with it, Zach Stidham. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to pick up the first down. Boy, a risky young run by Los Alamos, but Zach Stidham, their quarterback, and he just rolled back, and then he just took off around the left side and crosses the 40-yard line down to the 37.
It looked like the Vikings had him in the backfield.
Yeah, I thought it was certainly. I definitely thought they had. Pass to the sideline. This one's going to go maybe a couple of yards for Los Alamos as that pass was completed over to Nico Garcia. Let's see whether they spot this thing. Are they going to
get him about a yard loss?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I thought he did gain something on that one. Anyway, so it's going to be. Well, now they're saying it's 2nd down and 11. 3:16 to go. The clock moving here in quarter number 3. 17-point lead for Los Alamos. District championship game right now. Quick pass. Whoa, a little low to Hayden Jorgensen. And Hayden was open. The pass was just a little low. And if he could have scooped that up, he would have had a first down. But
it actually looked like he had some running room too, but the throw had just a couple inches too low, and it was a bullet too.
Yes, it was. 3rd down and 11 for Los Alamos. So the Hilltoppers need a first down here. They really do. So we're changing the play.
That has not always been profitable for Los Alamos in this game to change a play.
No, it hasn't. So Stidham. Pass to the left side. Going to go to Teak. Teak breaks a tackle. Breaks another. He's still going. He's inside the 30-yard line. And he needed to get to about the 27. It looks like they're going to spot it at the 31. I thought he was further down than that, but that's going to make it 2nd down and actually 4th down and about 5 for Los Alamos.
No, Topper's not even, this isn't even a decision for Los Alamos.
No, not at all. So 4th down for the Hilltoppers, 4th and 5. They're just going to give it to Teak, and he's not going to go anywhere.
Wow, he is swarmed by the Valley defense, and that was led, of course, by Juan Vigil. I would have immediately, if I'm calling the play, found out where Vigil was and ran the exact opposite way.
Yes, absolutely. So 2:15 remains in the quarter. Hilltoppers turn it over on downs. It's a 17-point lead for Los Alamos. Yeah. And the Los Alamos need another 3 and out, as they did on the last series.
Unfortunately, Gene, a little bit of a missed opportunity there for Los Alamos with excellent field position and a chance to really put this game away.
Yes, absolutely. So Butkovich, right up the middle it goes, and we're not very far. And Caden Hohola, the ball carrier. Caden, like Mike said, one of the top runners in the state, and he just has gone nowhere against this topper defense. So Butkovich back again. This time he's gonna give it to Hohola. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Donovan Allen and up there with Kyler Young, and the two of them teaming up and hit him right smack at the line of scrimmage. And now Valley wants a timeout. So they're going to take a timeout with 1:45 remaining here in the third quarter. And the Hilltoppers up right now by 17, 24-7 in this district championship game. This is Gene Mortensen with my good buddy Mike Mays, and we're happy to bring you this courtesy of the Los Alamos Daily Post. We want to thank Carol Clark for making all that possible. And this has been a good one tonight. And this is what I talked to, if you heard the pregame, as I talked to Garrett Williams, he was saying this is what it's all about. We're going for the district championship. We're at home. We just came off a couple of wins, a tight one against Bernalillo, a big win against Monzano. He said, we've got the momentum. We just need to keep it going.
Yeah, the Toppers in good shape with 1:45 left. Third down, a big, huge third down for the Vikings here in this third quarter. Third down and about 4.
So Butkovich right up the middle it goes, and it depends on the spot. He's very close to the first down. They're not even going to, and there go the chains.
Yeah, there was no hesitation there. The chains have already been moved. They didn't even ask you, Gene.
No, I don't believe that. They usually do. So Butkovich gives it to Hohola, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fall forward for about a yard.
That was coming off the bottom of the pile. Again, Kyler Young. What a game Kyler is having in the middle there.
Yeah, Kyler Young and Matt Brusso for Los Alamos. Clock moving, 1:10 to go here in the third quarter.
Now they're going to give Hohola 2. I didn't think he got anything.
Not even close. Second down and 8. Butkovich airs it out, overthrows everybody. They had some contact back there, and the official now, and talking to the official and wanting a flag is Ezekiel Ramos, and the official just looking at his watch.
There was a lot of contact back there, though, and Vikings a little upset. They might have a case there.
Yes. 56 seconds to go. Clock is stopped on the incomplete pass. Butkovich, are they going to get him? He's going to run it himself. And Teak Nieto chasing him. Teak brings him down. But I think he's going to get the first down. So Butkovich dropped back. He didn't have anybody open, though he took off himself. Teak Nieto comes in from that linebacker position, drops him. And so the clock is stopped as they move the chains. The clock starts. 45 seconds to go. Third quarter. Hilltoppers up by 17 at this point. They give it to Hohola. Hohola is going to go right up the middle. And he's going to pick up maybe 6 yards on the play. It's going to be second down and 4. The clock moving as we're under 20 seconds to go in this quarter. Butkovich fakes a handoff, keeps it himself, comes around the left side, and he's going to pick up the the first down, making the stop for Los Alamos, Elijah, sorry.
And that'll do it here, I believe. Well, no, they get off one more play, right? But as the clock hit 0, back to passes. Bukovich, he fires.
Whoa.
And that's going to be low. That's actually going to hit Hayden Jorgensen. There was a deep crossing route, and that hit Jorgensen, I think, in the shins. So pass incomplete to end the fourth quarter, 24-7 as we change ends heading into the fourth quarter. Toppers up by 17. The Vikings putting together, well, not the briskest drive I think we've ever seen tonight, but they have been moving the ball fairly steady. They need, if they want to stay in this game, they absolutely need a score here. Toppers, if they can stop them, are going to be in excellent position to win this contest and close out district and get another trip to the state playoffs. So Toppers have a good thing going, and they're very, very close to, if they can get a stop here, Gene, they'll be very close to shutting the door on this one.
Yeah, they really will. 24-7. The final quarter. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Butkovich on the screen. And Hilltopper's trying to drag him down from behind as the screen this time went to Caden Hohola. So right now that seems to be it. Hohola's gonna try to do it all, I guess. First down, picked up the first down, and they give it to him again. And this time he's just going to go right over center, and he's going to run into Matt Brusso. So Matt brings him down right in the middle of the field, about a 4-yard gain, and Hohola heading to the end zone, and he's in. And let me correct that. That is Butkovich. Butkovich fakes it to Hohola, and the quarterback takes it in for the score. So 24-13. So the Hilltoppers now up by 11. And so we'll see what Billy Kobos wants to do at this point. So they're discussing the Billy Kobos over there talking to his quarterback. So we'll see what he decided to do. Is he gonna kick it? Right now it's an 11-point ball game. 2-point conversion would make it a 9-point ball game.
Yeah.
So up the middle it goes, and
I think he got it. No signal. And finally there is a signal. Yes, he got in the end zone. And so the 2-point conversion is good. That's a little bit of a roll of the dice there.
Yeah, it really was.
But
now they're now by 9. It would have been down by 11.
Yeah, and that's a problem.
Yes.
So, but the 2-point conversion is good, 24-15. Not quite finished yet are the Vikings. Only down by 9 here. Still plenty of time left. But the Toppers have been moving the ball very, very well in this second half. And any kind of extended drive, that's going to chew up this clock down pretty good.
Well,
so the Vikings need to stop. The Toppers need a few first downs.
I
thought they were going to kick it.
Oh my
man.
God, they faked the onside kick.
Oh, boy, that is crazy.
Fooled everybody, and there is the onside kick. And that's going to be pulled down by Teak Nieto at the Hilltopper 40-yard line.
And good decision. Just caught it and dropped straight to the ground. Didn't want to mess around with it.
That was a crazy kick because they faked the kick. Then they came back, and then it's supposed to be an onside kick, I guess, but it was just a straight up in the air. I mean, just an arc down to the 40-yard line, and Teak just all he did was grab it and fall down. Hilltopper's in great field position, and they give it to Teak. He's going to go nowhere.
Yeah. That's,
So the Hilltoppers are going to have to mix it up a little here.
They've gone to the well quite often, and it's been pretty good. But I can't imagine Teak's got a ton left in the tank. He has been busy tonight.
Under 11 minutes to go. 9-point ball game. Stidham pass over to the left side. And some good running room and down the left sideline. And still going, still going. I think he may. Oh, he's inside the 20. And Teak Nieto rolling out from that tailback position in the spread formation, rolling out to his left, getting the pass on the left sideline, and then just taking off down that left sideline. He finally made it down. They finally bring him down inside the 20-yard line at the 19.
51 yards for Teak Nieto, and that was all him catching it on the sideline. Actually got a hit about 2 yards from the line of scrimmage and just kept rolling.
So Stidham is going to keep it himself, and he's going to pick up some pretty good yardage. So they got to be keying on Teak right now. So I think Garrett Williams is trying to take advantage of that. That's an 8-yard run for Zach Stidham. And the Hilltoppers right now are inside the 10-yard, or on the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 2. Going to go
ball on the ground, and I think Valley jumped on it.
Oh my God!
Oh boy!
The Hilltoppers about to put away the nail in the coffin, and they cough it up.
Oh boy! I think that was Nico Garcia, and somebody put the crown of their helmet right on the ball and jarred it loose. Vikings jump right on it, so they are still in business with 9:59.
And that was, Hilltoppers had 2nd down and 2, and all they had to do was just punch it in. They would win this ball game, coming around the right side and not able to turn the corner at all. Teak Nieto says nothing doing as they handed the ball to Taze Wilson. And he couldn't turn the corner. In fact, he dropped to the line of scrimmage by Teak. So the Hilltoppers need to him him here. Butkovich dropping back. He's going to air one out and way overthrows the receiver. So the receiver is going to chase the ball down for everybody.
That's very nice of him. He actually does not have to do that.
The ball rolled all the way down to the 20-yard line of the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, and he went and got it.
Yeah, he did.
So that's some good sportsmanship there. I certainly wouldn't have gotten it.
No.
Well, that ball can stay there for all I care. But
yeah, that was Ezekiel Ramos. So 3rd down and 10. So the Hilltoppers need to stop him here. There's a screen, and they are going to stop him.
I think that was Kyler Young again, able to drag him down for about a 4, maybe 5-yard pickup. But that was a big stop.
It's 4th down and a long 5 right now for the Vikings. And they're lining up like they're going to go for it. I think they're trying to draw Los Alamos off.
I don't know if they have a lot of choice here.
No, they may not. They may have to go for it. And that's exactly what they're going to do. And they air it out. This is going to be, whoa, he had the receiver open. Whoa, right through his fingers.
Oh,
whoa.
Boy.
Chris Melendez.
Wow.
Wide open, right smack in the fingers. Perfect pass. And now they turn it over to the Hilltoppers. The Hilltoppers got 1st down, and they are at the 15-yard line.
Oh, and Melendez ran a great deep out route. And, wow, Butkovich threw it right in his hands. He could not pull it in. And that was going to be a good 15, 20-yard gain.
Oh, absolutely. So the Hilltoppers need to take advantage of this one. So here it goes to Teak. And, and let's see who's that. Number 53, Robert Vigil. He had him by the back of the jersey And Teak was just dragging. He was sitting down, and Teak was just dragging him.
Yeah. Boy, if Teak had been wearing his Earl Campbell jersey, he would have gotten away.
Yeah. So the Hilltoppers now, a little pitch out to Teak, and he's not going to really go anywhere. No gain on the play. Third down. So right now it's third down and about 7 for the Hilltoppers. And the Hilltoppers, they're kind of hurrying things up here. They don't need to do that.
No, actually, they might want to milk it.
Now
I'm not sure what they're doing. They were at the line of scrimmage immediately, and now they've backed away and aren't doing much of anything.
They switch Hayden Jorgensen from the right side to the left side. And now looking over to the sideline.
There's some confusion here.
No, they're counting the clock. They're going to get to delay a game if they don't snap this. And Stidham tries to run it himself around the right side.
Not much there, maybe half a yard for Stidham. And I can't believe they didn't run out of time to snap that ball. Gene.
I can't either. And
that took an hour and a half.
Yeah, and the umpire is back there. So the Hilltoppers are going to line up for the field goal. Hayden Jorgensen. This is going to be a 30-yard field goal for Los Alamos. So Hayden with the kick.
Oh,
and hit the post and drops through.
Just
unbelievable. Hit the upright and went through. Unbelievable. So the Hilltoppers push it back now to a 12-point ball game, 27-15. But they had 2 golden opportunities down there, coughed it up the first time, and then were not able to do anything with it on the last series. But Hayden Jorgensen, that's his third field goal in a row. He's got a 35 and a 35 and now a 30 to his credit in the last 2 weeks. 6:45 to go.
So 27-15, not entirely over yet.
Not yet.
Those were nice points to have, but Toppers need to stop here. If they can get the stop, they're going to be in very good shape. But, Valley on offense is going to throw the kitchen sink at them. And that one gets into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback. And, Gene, historical note here. We are at the 6:45 mark of this fourth quarter. Toppers have not kicked a kickoff out of bounds.
Is that right?
They have not done that today.
I don't remember that in the 30 years I've been broadcasting.
It's been a while since that has happened, but Toppers have not kicked a ball out of bounds.
That is absolutely amazing.
They were on about a 40-45 game streak of that.
Yes, they were easily. So Butkovich, he's going to, this one he is complete. Right in the middle of the field, and this one is complete up there this time to Justin B. Hill, and he picks up the first down as they get it up to the 30-yard line, so the 35-yard line, 15-yard pickup. Butkovich once again. This one also is going to be complete over on the right sideline, and it's complete up to the 49. So Butkovich, who's been the last pass he threw, whether it was dropped, the previous passes he'd been throwing them too long. So the clock is stopped, and as they move the chains, and
they're going to time out, and I think it's the Toppers that took the timeout.
Well, there's a timeout.
Well, they signaled Los Alamos, but they took it off the Toppers. Anyway, it was Los Alamos that took the timeout. They have 2 remaining.
Yeah.
And this may just be to give the defense a breather here.
Yeah, it's a 12-point ball game, 27-15. So the Hilltoppers had 2 chances to push it over the end zone and put this ball game away. But right now, the Butkovich he has over 1,000 yards on the season, and so he came to life in those last 2 passes. He hasn't been passing very well in this ball game. He drops back again. They're going to try to run a screen, and they run the screen up to Caden Ahola. Ahola is hit and dropped.
About a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, 4
Vikings
yards.
now in Hilltopper territory at the 48.
And
quick pass
on the sideline.
That is Gutierrez.
And I'm telling you, Malachi Gutierrez. I mean, you talk about being right there as they tried to make a little screen pass over to the left behind the line of scrimmage, and Malachi right there to drop him back for the gain that they picked up on the first down. So Butkovich, hard pass. This is going to be low and incomplete. So here comes fourth down. 4th and 10. The ball right now at the 38-yard line of the Vikings. The Vikings will have to go for this one.
And this very well could be the entire season here for Valley.
Yes, it could be.
If the Toppers can get the stop here, they can run this very close to nothing on the offensive end. And here's the crowd. You can hear the crowd cheering on the Toppers. 4th down, back to pass.
Overthrows him. The Hilltoppers take over. And the Hilltoppers are going to have the ball on the Valley 48-yard line, 1st and 10 with 5:24 remaining. And the Hilltoppers sitting on a 12-point lead, 27-15. Like Mike says, let's see, the Vikings down to 2 timeouts. They can stop the clock twice. So the Hilltoppers need a first down and try to be able to run that clock, but there's 5:24 remaining. Hilltoppers with a 12-point lead. Good defense that time on that series by the Hilltoppers. And the pass by Butkovich way overthrown. So Zach Stidham back there. Tailback, Teak Nieto running out of that spread. So Teak keeps going from the right side to the left side, bouncing back and forth. Now, and so they fake the pitch out to Teak, and then Zach Stidham just keeps it straight up the middle. And I'm not sure why we're being so conservative all of a sudden. But
Toppers trying to milk the clock here. And
Valley's not called the timeout at this point.
They have not. They've got 2 remaining. Los Alamos is going to try to milk this down for all it's worth. But, kind of pretty conservative call there on first down.
So we're down to 4:45 to go here in the fourth quarter. Straight up the middle. And here goes Teak Nieto. He's got a first down. He's at the 25. So Teak Nieto. I mean, it was just as simple a play as you can run. Snap it to the QB1, let him hand it to the RB1, and right up the middle.
Yep, straight up the gut in the A gap. The Vikings actually had a little bit of a run blitz going on, but they went up the B gap and they went right by Teak. Teak able to take advantage and gets it all the way down just inside the 25. And the Toppers can really put the Vikings in dire straits here. Clockwise.
1st and 10 for Los Alamos. Get it to Teak. And Teak is tripped up as he crosses the 20-yard line.
The Vikings still not calling a timeout here. I'm a little surprised.
No, they're not.
They're not in a great spot on the field, but they don't really have a choice here.
No, they really don't. It's a 3:45. The clock running down to 3:40. The Hilltoppers can run, of course, 25 seconds. You can run 40 seconds off the clock. So instead of taking all the time he can, now he's watching the umpire counting down on him. Stidham, pass over to the sideline. This is going to be complete. And
that's to Malachi Gutierrez. They push him out of bounds. Malachi actually had a chance to drop down and stay in bounds, but they shoved him out of bounds. It's going to stop the clock.
First down. They move the chains.
Oh, that is a first down. Wow.
So 1st and 10 for Los Alamos. They're showing 2nd down, but it's 1st and 10 as they just moved the chains. So it's 1st and 10. The ball is at the 15-yard line of the Vikings. The Hilltoppers are in business as we're coming down to 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go. The clock should be moving. I don't know why it isn't. And so right up the middle, Teak Nieto, he's at the 5. So Teak Nieto up to the 5-yard line.
Now they're going to mark him down at the 7.
Well,
I don't know about that.
well, Mike, I hate to say it, but it's time for the fat lady to run out in the middle of the field and start singing for Los Alamos.
Well, the Toppers can get 2 more yards. That will pretty much officially do it. But yeah, the Vikings. Did the Vikings call a timeout finally? No, they did not.
No,
Okay.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't understand.
Well, it's too late for them now. They can call all the timeouts in the world. It's not going to do them any good.
So Stidham, and he's going to give it to Kenny Suazo. Suazo trying to cut around the left side. Kenny's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Hilltoppers. And the clock is still moving. Clock coming down now to 2:05 and counting. And so Zach Stidham can sit there and watch the umpire 40 seconds. He can run off 40 seconds. And now finally, Valley takes a timeout.
That's too little too late.
A little bit.
We're under 2 minutes now, 1:57 remaining. Toppers up by 12, sitting inside their own 5-yard or inside their own 10-yard line, about the 7.
Yeah, 3rd and 2.
So the 2-yard pickup here for the Toppers. That will officially do it, but there really is little the Vikings can do now. But taking it, they had a chance to stop the clock with about 5 minutes left. They didn't do it.
I didn't understand that one at all.
And so taking a timeout here at the 1:57 mark, that does them no good. They need 2 scores, and they have. If they got the ball back right this second, it would take them almost 2 minutes just to get down to the field for 1 score.
Yeah, so it's a 12-point lead for Los Alamos. 1 timeout left for Valley and 2 for Los Alamos. Right now it's 3rd and 2 for the Hilltoppers as they are on the 7-yard line. And they give it to Teak. And Teak is across the 5. Teak's in the end zone. He has the touchdown. The Hilltoppers are the district champion. So Los Alamos comes away the 2022 District 2 4A championship, and they walk away with it against the Valley Vikings of Albuquerque.
And fittingly enough, putting the final nail in the coffin was Teak Nieto. What a second half Teak has had, as the extra point is plenty good. And that is going to do it. The Toppers are the district champs. Just got to officially run out the clock here. 34-15, a statement game for the Toppers against a very, very good Valley Viking program. And that's going to be it. The Toppers are going to head to the playoffs. Regardless of what happens against Del Norte, which is next week's opponent. And, Del Norte having a rough season, but they have had the Toppers number, but that is going to be all academic right now with 1:51 left, 34-15. And Toppers are going to kick off here. And wow, what a statement game. The Vikings actually, I would say, coming in here, were the favorites.
Oh, yes.
Toppers, the underdog coming in, to say the least, but Los Alamos puts up 34 big points. Teak Nieto puts the exclamation point on it with a 7-yard touchdown run. What a second half he has had.
Yeah, he really has. And so right now it's, well, like I say, it's all over for the shouting. 1st and 10 for the Vikings on their own 20-yard line. We have 1:51 to go. And Butkovich dropping back, rolling to his right. Now he's going to run it, and he's still going, and he's finally ridden down from behind. Boy, and coming in to make the stop that time was Kyle Ebenhuis, and along with Kyler Young. And boy, has Kyler Young had a ball game tonight. So Valley quickly in a hurry. Butkovich pass right up the middle, and this is going to be incomplete right at midfield. Minute 32, clock stopped on the incomplete pass. Make it 2nd down and 10. So the Hilltoppers, the district champion, outright. Can you believe that? Outright district champion. And, of course, when we saw the district lineup with 2 Albuquerque schools rolling to his left this time and still trying to go for and all for naught. And that was this time the ball carrier was Bronson V. Hill. That's the first time we've seen Bronson carry the ball here. We're going to have a personal foul go against Los Alamos. Shot to the head. So a shot to the head by Los Alamos. So that's going to that's a 15-yard penalty. That's going to move it up to, let's see, the 48-yard line. And the ball's still in Valley territory. Minute 21 to go. And they hand it off and going nowhere. And boy, right there for Los Alamos to pull him down was Yahora Quintana. And Yahora, of course, had that big interception earlier in the ball game. And the clock is stopped at, well, they're still running. Valley has 1 timeout. They're not going to bother to use it. I do believe. We have a new quarterback in and this one is intercepted. Coming down the left sideline.
I think that was Teague.
And let's see and that's Teague Nieto. What a ball game for Teague Nieto. He had a pick 6 last week. I thought maybe he was going to get a pick 6 this week. Pick 6, 46 seconds to go. So the Hilltoppers, they just need to kneel down. And once they kneel down, it'll be a 40-second clock before the Hilltoppers have to start again. So they're going into the victory formation. And
that'll do it. One more kneel down, and that will officially do it.
I don't even think they have to kneel down. I don't think.
I think they have to kneel down. Well, it's pretty academic at this point.
Yeah, slightly.
Stidham will take the kneel down, and that will do it. The Toppers 34, the Valley Vikings 15. What a game. The Toppers are the 2022 district champions. And I was thinking the exact same thing you were, Gene, when you were saying it. We looked at the district schedule. We saw who the Toppers were squaring off against and said, boy, this is going to be an uphill battle for sure. The Vikings coming in off a couple of huge wins, and Los Alamos just absolutely shut them down, pick up a big victory. They are the district champs.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fantastic. And the thing is, when we saw the district alignment at the beginning of the season and saw that our opponents were going to be Valley, Manzano, and Del Norte, we were like, oh, my God. But it turns out that the Hilltoppers prevail as they easily defeated Manzano. And so next week against Del Norte, it's just that's completely academic. But right now, this is the big win. This is it. This is what Garrett Williams talked about. A home game for the district championship at home, coming off a big win in front of the Hilltopper crowd which was a good one tonight. We had a big crowd here tonight to come see this district championship game. For everybody supporting the Hilltoppers tonight, and now the Hilltoppers are going to move on to the state playoffs. And so congratulations to the team. Congratulations to everybody down there. Garrett Williams and his coaching staff. Teak Nieto, what a ball game he had tonight, Mike.
Incredible. Checked out this stat line, Gene. 30 carries, 179 yards,
wow,
and a touchdown for Teak Nieto. That touchdown was the last straw that broke the Vikings warship. 179 yards plus the late interception plus the touchdown. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a night. And you know, we could almost go down this roster, just some great performance. And Stidham was rock solid. Big night for Kenny Suazo. Huge night for Malachi Gutierrez to set the table early for Los Alamos on the defensive end. Kyler Young had maybe the game of his career. Donovan Allen was huge. Matt Brusso had a couple of gigantic plays. Johan Quintana, huge night for him as well. Everything clicking tonight. Ginormous win for the Toppers over a very, very good Valley Vikings team. Toppers district champs for 2022. What a night. What a great night for Hilltopper football. What a great night for Garrett Williams and this coaching staff. What a great night for these kids.
Yeah, and this has been a long time coming. The Hilltoppers have had to fight through a lot of adversity, and the district alignments last year, what was it, a couple of years ago, was Farmington and Piedra Vista. Farmington was the #1 team in the state in 5A, and so they were in our district, that type of thing. But this is a great big win for Garrett Williams and his crew as the Hilltoppers roll on to Sullivan Field and send the Viking ship sailing down the Green River in flames. So anyway, off to Valhalla they go. So that will do it for us. So this is so Mike, any last words?
Wow, just a fantastic night for Los Alamos and what appeared to be a killer district. Toppers pick up the victory over a quality opponent. Toppers flying high. Congratulations to the district champs. Like I said, you can go down this list and just about everybody contributed tonight. Teak Nieto, monster game for the Toppers, and just congratulations to the Toppers. And in a couple of weeks, they'll be on to the playoffs.
Yes, they certainly will. And so we'll see how things stack up. But right now we have one more week of the season as the Hilltoppers will travel down to Albuquerque next week to take on the Del Norte Knights. But that game is academic at this point. The Hilltoppers are the official champion, and that's all there is to it. And so the soccer season will end this week. The soccer tournament, state term playoffs will start next week. The volleyball season will end next week, and the volleyball playoffs will start the week after that. But right now, it's Los Alamos High School football. And that's what the focus is, and that's what everybody should be happy about and pulling for these Toppers who have struggled for so many years to try to get to this point. And congratulations to Garrett Williams on a fantastic job this year of coaching these Toppers. So this is Gene Mortensen for Mike Mays and for John McHale and Nate Limbach and Charlene McHale, the crew here we have that makes all this possible. I want to thank Carol Clark for making all this possible, the Los Alamos Daily Post and the sponsors of the Daily Post. So we appreciate all the help and support that we get from all these people. I want to say a shout out now to Aunt Bobby and to Foggy and to Debbie and to Mike and to Russ and Tammy, Dean and Kent and Aunt Mary. Great people tuning in to Hilltopper football. And Sweetie Pie, have a great evening, everybody. Make it a better, you want to have a great weekend, make it a better weekend. Just put a little love in your heart and don't forget to hug that penguin. But the most important thing you can always do is just be excellent to each other. And Sweetie Pie, the Toppers have done it. Bye-bye, everybody.